Remember this beef? Remember when we thought Paddy Pimblett was going to be more successful than Ilia Topuria? Well, today I'm going to make a case for why Paddy Pimblett and Ilia Topuria should be fighting each other. Okay, so stick with me. Here is why Paddy Pimblett and Ilia Topuria need to fight each other. I'm Wyatt, and this is Fight Society. Before we get into the video, guys, please make sure to like, subscribe, all that YouTube stuff. It really helps me out a lot. Click that join button down below or on the channel homepage to become a channel member and get access to extra content and also help support the channel a little bit further. Thank you very much. Back to the video. Ilia Topuria made the first defense of his UFC featherweight title this past weekend at UFC 308 when he KO'd Max Holloway to remain the UFC featherweight champ. Now, they brought Alexander Volkanovski into the cage after the fight, which is not the fight that many people want to see, but also just the way they went about that was pretty cringe. Volk's not the guy right after getting KO'd back in February and having no activity in between to be jumping in the cage and facing off with them. It's just not the same thing. And it didn't feel right either. And they were both too respectful towards each other, so there's no reason for that to happen in the cage. Now, with that said, Ilia Topuria and Paddy Pimblett need to fight. And it's not going to happen right away. So I baited you a little bit by saying it's going to happen, but it's not going to happen right away. I'm going to explain to you how Ilia Topuria ends up fighting his first rival in the UFC, Paddy Pimblett. You guys remember the hand sanitizer boy beef. So first off, Ilia Topuria has talked about moving up to 155 pounds. Now, for that to make sense, I think he needs 1 or 2 more wins at featherweight. I don't like this one defense or just got the belt, move up for a second belt. I know Conor did it. DDP talked about it, but Conor's the one that did it. But guys, realistically, I think need like 5 defenses. They actually need to clear out their division for a chance at double champ status. Now, I think Ilia is going to beat Volk in the next fight, probably beat Diego Lopez, and beat somebody like a Yair or an Aljo or a Movsar, somebody that, or even Max again. We could see Max and Ilia rematch at some point, but I think Max is going up to 155 pounds, so maybe not. But I think 1 or 2 more title defenses, probably against Volk and then Diego Lopez, maybe 1 more after that. They're going to start talking about double champ status for Ilia Topuria. Ilia Topuria gets 2 more title defenses. Let's say both of them in 2025. In that time, I think Paddy Pimblett will also fight 2 more times, get himself into the top 5 or so. Because of Paddy Pimblett's star power, the way that the UFC likes to push him, they're going to give him favorable matchups against higher ranked guys. I think they're going to do like a Beneil Dariush maybe in his next fight, or even they give him a huge jump up in competition against Brian Ortega, who is possibly going up to 155. In the time that Ilia makes 2 more title defenses, and in the time that Paddy Pimblett moves up the lightweight rankings to be in contention for a belt, Islam Makhachev is going to move up to 170 to chase double champ status. Now, this is a whole lot of ifs, but I'm just making a case for this fight actually taking place. I think Shavkat Rakhmonov is going to beat Bilal. That frees up 170 for Islam Makhachev to make a jump up for double champ status, because he said he won't fight Bilal. They've been training partners. He said he won't move up to welterweight as long as Bilal's champ. Fortunately for Islam in this case, but also fortunately for all of us, I think Bilal loses the belt in December to Shavkat at UFC 310. That then opens up welterweight for Islam Makhachev. And in that, he's going to have to either vacate lightweight gold after winning, or they'll do an interim lightweight title fight while he's getting ready to fight Shavkat. With that happening, you are going to have a title fight that needs to be made at 155 pounds. Ilia Topuria moving up for double champ status, and Paddy Pimblett just being high enough in the rankings where they look at that fight, and it seems like 2 big enough stars to put together Ilia Topuria versus Paddy Pimblett. Now, I think this would happen in 2026 if this was to happen. Guys, I know I'm just reaching with a lot of stuff. This fight that could have been a possibility 2-3 years ago is now something that could be a possibility like in a year and a half, which is crazy, and possibly for a belt. So that's the way it all happens, is 2024. The only piece of this puzzle that still matters in 2024 is Shavkat versus Bilal Muhammad. I think Shavkat wins and Bilal's no longer the 170-pound champion. And I think early 2025, Islam is going to fight Sarukian and win, and then he's going to move up to 170. That's 2025 for Islam Makhachev. A fight against Arman Sarukian with a win, and then moving up and fighting Shavkat Rakhmonov. That's 2025 for Islam Makhachev. 2025 for Ilia Topuria is Volk rematch and like Diego Lopez or something like that. 2025 for Paddy Pimblett is like Beneil Dariush or Brian Ortega and then a top 5 guy. If Paddy Pimblett can get 2 wins there, we will have a situation where Islam is the 170-pound champ. Then you have a vacant 155 belt going into 2026, and you have early 2026, Ilia Topuria, Paddy Pimblett. Imagine how big that fight would be in Europe. You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm playing Dana White here, I'm thinking about this long play of, wow, what if they fight and it's at a soccer stadium? What if they do it at Wembley in England? What if they do it at Bernabeu in Spain? How crazy would this be? Obviously, there's a lot of ifs, and I'm making a lot of assumptions about people winning fights. Ilia Topuria versus Paddy Pimblett is not that much of a crazy idea. Now, it's about a year off, but hear me out, guys. Let me know what you think down below. Ilia Topuria versus Paddy Pimblett. I mean, obviously, in my opinion, Ilia smokes Paddy, but I want to know what you guys think about that fight even being a possibility. Thanks for watching this video. Please make sure to like, subscribe, and drop a comment down below. It really helps us out a lot. If you want access to extra content and you want to support the channel further, please make sure to become a channel member by clicking the link down below or clicking the join button on our channel homepage. If you want more content from me, go check out my non-MMA podcast, What's Up Bro with Wyatt and Bo, in the link down below. Go watch this suggested video, and I'll see you next time.